Pasu and welcome back to another video about an anime from the current season, the winter season of 2017. And today I want to talk a bit about Handshakers. I was somewhat interested in this show for, well, I don't know why, seriously. And let me say it right at the beginning, this is CG. So if you don't like it, you won't have that much fun with this show. But aside that, nothing really happens in the first episode. So we didn't really get a view of what is going on or how the world is. The show starts with a battle, and then we jump back to some slice of life, day-to-day life. So, well, it's not that rare that the show starts with a battle that will be continued at the end of the episode. So we have the protagonist who is a student, and he is working on machines or some devices to fix them because he has a hand for it. So yeah, he's just doing it all the time and he's losing track when he's really concentrated. And it's nothing that rare, but I think that this will go on and reflect on the Handshaker stuff later on, at least for him. And we got also another character that was the student council president, who may or may not have a thing for our protagonist. So it was kind of that. So it was, seriously, this first episode, it wasn't bad, but it was a bit of an awkward stuff. So yeah, I would totally get it if people are dropping this show right after the first episode. And to move on with what happened on this episode is that the protagonist was not really summoned, but got an appointment to fix something for a professor at the university. And he was late because another person had a problem and he fixed the car. So yeah, it's a good thing to screw up your appointments just to help someone with a car. They should call the mechanics or whatever. So he was late and the professor wasn't there. And there was this medical room, clinic room, and the girl was lying on the bed. And the door was at first locked and then unlocked for some reason. Was it the girl, or was it probably the professor, who is maybe or maybe not a troll? Or even someone who is pulling the strings in the shadows. And the protagonist walks in. We got a flashback of his little sister who died. So it was still kind of awkward, but it's hard to put into words because nothing really impressed me here. It was, well, like I said, it was okay if you take it for what it is, and I'm really somewhat interested in what will happen. And to get back to the story, he walks in and the girl took his hand. And then he got a revelation, or I don't know. It looked like a higher being spoke to him and was talking about Babel and handshakers, and I still don't know what the hell was going on, so I was like, yeah, okay. And now? Well, the protagonist was kind of the same, so it's a fair share to be as confused as that guy was. And after that, the protagonist met the professor. The professor, a very strange, crazy, weird guy. Oh, and before I forget it, obviously the protagonist was kind of sleeping on with his head on the bed in that room, and obviously that girl was kind of petting him and whatnot. So yeah, it was kind of obvious that this would happen. I would be, I don't know, kind of confused why there is a person sleeping on my bed that I've never seen before. But well, fate is working here and they are somewhat partners or whatever. So yeah, I get it. And there was one thing that was kind of strange, because we got the professor saying that they can't separate their hands because the girl would die. And I was like, well, okay. That happens. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, totally not, seriously. It was strange. It was really strange. And then the professor vanished. He didn't walk out of the room, he was just plop, gone. And then there were these amazingly, yeah, totally not chains, who were crushing through the walls, the ceiling, the floor, whatever. And this was another pair of handshakers. And we got to the battle that was used in the beginning. And for this pair, it is pretty obvious that this pair is a pair of a sadist and a masochist. While the guy is surprisingly the sadist this time and not the girl. And the girl is totally the masochist. And yeah, the chains work here very well, but animation-wise, it wasn't that awesome. But her voice from that girl was, well, not bad. Pretty good. So I wouldn't watch this show with a high volume, or at least with headphones on. Otherwise, people could or could not misunderstand it that you were watching a porn. So yeah, keep that in mind. Anyways, that's it kind of for the first episode. In terms of a story, the animation, well, it's CG. It looks kind of stiff, awkward. The movement of the characters isn't really that accurate to their speed of moving, especially when they are walking. So it feels really awkward, and it would really work better as a, well, classical animated show or something like that. Anyways, that's it for Handshakers. If you're interested, give it a shot. I will give it the 3 or 4 episodes rule before I decide to drop it. So, adios and see you later. Bye bye.